Look, no hate to anybody, but I fucking hate when people say America is a country of immigrants. This is a nation of immigrants. We gotta support immigrants. And I have nothing against immigrants, but as far as America, as far as my country, this is not a nation of immigrants. This is a nation of the indigenous people who were made prisoners of war in their own home while the invaders made it seem like this was a country for everyone. It never was. It was our country, and y'all invaded and continue to invade and continue to pillage and rape and blow up our neighborhoods. The the immigrants that we're protecting consistently firebomb black neighborhoods, firebomb black houses, destroy black businesses, make it impossible for us to get loans, make it impossible for us to work in our own neighborhoods, make it impossible for us to own the buildings that we build businesses in our own neighborhoods. And y'all have the nerve to say this is a country, a nation of immigrants. No, this is a nation of people who undermine the indigenous people and their right to their own land.
What if the US government told you that you were lying about your race? Well, that's what happened to Doc Chastain of the Chastain family. Doc Chastain was a Creole living in Alabama in the early 1900s, and when he filled out his World War I draft form, Mary Snowden said that he was lying when he put down white for race. Now, why did he put down white as a Creole? Well, that's because people in Doc's family considered themselves to be Choctaw Indians, a part of the Mowa Choctaw Indian tribe. But at that time, Alabama only recognized two races, white or black. Yes, at that time, they expected all Indians to live on the reservations, but some people chose not to. And depending on the complexion of their skin or the texture of their hair, they were designated as white or black, no matter if they were 100% Indian or 10% Indian. To steal the land from these American Indians, the white colonists decided to start calling them Cajun and Creoles. So here's one of my cousins from the Mowa Choctaw tribe, and Mr. Reed's father, Cleve Reed, was actually the chief of the Mowa tribe. And here are some other members of the tribe. They come in different shades and they're all related in some way. So I'm not going to show all Reed's DNA, but there were other ancestries in there other than American Indian. Now, the reason why I'm showing the ancestry results is because still to this day, the U.S. government is in denial that this family is actually American Indian. Only the state of Alabama recognizes them as an actual American Indian tribe. That's because they have an oral history that they're American Indians. And that's because American Indians did not keep paper documentation. The U.S. government has hundreds of pages in an attempt to dispute this family's oral history of their American Indian heritage. The crazy part about this is that the U.S. did not acquire Alabama until 1817, and they were well aware that the French and Spanish held American Indians and Africans in bondage together. And they're also aware that they have not translated most of these documents into English and made them available to the general American public, and that most of the documents are still sitting in the Spanish and French National Archives. So these families who very much knew that they were American Indian were forced to mark black or white. Still to this day, most tribes that carry some African ancestry or rumored to have some African ancestry, like the Lumbee Indians, are not federally recognized, while almost all tribes that carry significant or almost all European ancestry are federally recognized. Now, I'm not saying one group is the real American Indians and one isn't, but what I'm saying is, why are the European colonists determining who are the real American Indians based off written history when the American Indians didn't have written history until the late 1700s? Wes Studi is a perfect example of this. He is half white, but seen as 100% Cherokee Native American, while Snoop Dogg is not seen as Native American at all. So the 5 civilized tribes, the ones accepted as American Indian by the U.S. government, determine who's fraudulent and who isn't. I don't know. That sounds fishy to me.
Native Americans, you asked for proof, here's your proof.
And this is one of the biggest lies they ever told us, that we all from Africa. Skin back. We all are not from Africa. We were always here on this land. We didn't come from no Africa.
I bet y'all ain't know about the Indians. I bet y'all ain't know about the Indians. I bet y'all didn't know about the Indians. I bet y'all didn't know about the Cleveland Negro Indians. Look at this old baseball ticket. Look what it says, Cleveland Negro Indians. When you Google Cleveland Negro Indians mascot, look what pops up. Look at this, the Cleveland Indians mascot. This is March 17th, 1925. For context, that's what it looks like in color. That's the Indian mascot, guys. Looks a lot like this, doesn't it, guys? Negro means a black person, relating to a black person, all right? Look at the second definition of Indian, relating to or denoting indigenous peoples of North, Central, and South America, especially those of North America. We don't have to try to be something that we've always been. Oh, and for those of you who are going to try to say that the ticket is AI, no, it was a real ticket. It was a real thing. Now comment below, bitches.